What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast. My name is Dexter's. With me is the head of a very special project that's in the works. His name is Atrium. Atrium, why don't you say hello and tell us what you got in the works right now?
What's going on, Dex? Thanks for being here, by the way. Like you, I'm a huge gamer. Always been big on Rockstar games, open world games. And actually, as you'll see in the footage playing on the YouTube video, back in the console days, I was really big into Red Dead Online.
Yeah, you would say that inspired you, huh? After, because we originally started, just kind of playing online, just regular PvP, the good old days. That's kind of stemmed from there, and then look at the jump from there to now. It's pretty cool. Now that we're in the works of making your own server.
So, yeah, I would consider us OGs in terms of just Rockstar games in general, especially considering like Red Dead. I mean, we have this expectation on what these games are supposed to be and how we're supposed to be able to play them. So, seeing Red Dead go viral a couple months back, and most of the viral clips are talking about how it's cringe or like people are just standing around doing nothing. I was a little disappointed. I think they had the opportunity to bring a lot of positive attention, and unfortunately, what most people saw was, I would say, a lackluster gameplay experience.
Yeah, absolutely. We when we first jumped into the RedM server, it kind of felt a little lackluster. It wasn't really much to it. And even based off the videos, that you can see on, even like the whether it's the trolling videos or people trying to be serious, I actually got a very funny comment here by Puyo Puyo saying, they haven't seen one clip of a RDR2 RP or having fun, so
Yeah,
would you say, those type of experience, ours personal experience, and what other people are saying out there, like that inspired you to kind of take on your own approach?
yeah, I definitely say the widespread critique and just our past gameplay experiences definitely motivated me. I remember we jumped into Red Dead or RedM for the first time, and it was just so boring. Like there was literally nothing happening. It was difficult to find anything to do. And I remember asking around, and the guy's like, "Well, you could just go get a pickaxe and go mine for an hour to buy a horse." That was probably the final straw there.
Absolutely, man. It's like there's just it feels like there could be always more to it, but everybody seems, or at least those type of players seem kind of content with where the state of these servers are. It's the same one pretty much everywhere you go. Don't disrespect, but always can be a little more, I think.
Yeah, we've actually compiled a list of comments from TikTok and YouTube with people voicing their concerns and critiques with the, I guess you could say, the platform. People are asking if it's okay to shoot deputies. People are responding, like this guy responded, in my experience, deputies are admins and fun is against the rules. You got guys saying that, like, RDR2 RP sounds so miserable. 71,000 likes. Interrupted their 16 hours of standing in one place. 84,000 likes. People are saying, I swear all people do in RDR2 RP is stand in Valentine and do nothing. 16,000 likes. It's crazy.
It just seems like nobody's taking the step that people kind of want. But with that being said, why don't you tell me, describe your overall vision for this server? What do you see, like, kind of an end game, or just what do you want on the early stages?
Well, I can corroborate with the vast majority of criticism that RedM's received. And I think our team has the ability to deliver an experience that represents that. Listening is the greatest skill anyone can have when building a product for a community. And I think the wider community is asking for a more egalitarian approach to how we structure gameplay and moderation in our servers. Ultimately, though, the goal is to build a community that can accommodate both the in house Red M veterans and be a bit more accessible to the greater audience, not only in terms of gameplay, but potentially like watching it as well. We want to raise the bar on so many different things, including like gameplay, technology, just new ways to think about gaming in general. Really do want to push the boundary on what you would traditionally see in gaming. I personally believe that by merging the best aspects of role playing traditional style open world games, we will truly build a unique experience.
Awesome. Yeah, no, for sure. So like that was actually gonna be my next question, the kind of experience that you're hoping, players will have when they join. Would you say that kind of goes hand in hand with that?
As far as in game experiences go, it's hard to speak on because players can pretty much be whatever they want. We really want to enable player autonomy. As part of that, we refrain from telling the player what to do. I always joke about it, but eventually we might see something like a notorious psychotic postman or something like that. But yeah, players can pretty much be whatever they want. It's between them and finding ways to actualize it in the in game world.
So in terms of I want to be a farmer, I have a place for me, and maybe at the same time I want to be an outlaw. Like there's like different experiences. Like it's kind of like let's say like a game like Star Citizen. You can just take on a role, and then you can find like your path, and have your own little adventures based off of what you choose.
Yeah, exactly. We want to create a game where all players can play the way that they want to, in a way that's harmonious, it's fun, and drives positive interaction between players. And I think as it currently stands, many communities are ran by groups that just don't invite other perspectives, which leads to a really niche gameplay experience, which is fine for those communities, but it alienates huge numbers of potential players, which explains the comments that we're seeing.
Yeah, I like to think at least I speak for a decent amount of players out there because I feel like there are RP players out there that do want to be an immersive role or just be in an immersive server, but every other server you go into is pretty much the same. You got just the same four people being sheriff. The rest of it's all just clicky groups that don't really interact with the rest of the server. Like it's the same thing everywhere you go. And I think people want something new, something that they haven't seen before, but without having to be over the top. It's just something that sets you apart. So I definitely think this will definitely be a good approach.
Yeah, I'd like to think that we're taking a different approach to not only RP but gaming in general. We got a hybrid RP system where players aren't required to strictly adhere to some predefined context. We're creating avenues and methods for players to have instinctive actualization, meaning they can get like deeply immersed in the and embody the characters they create. We got a new community model involving all different kinds of players, content creators. You got your casuals, hardcore players, not only like small, selective niche groups that are cliquish. We got plenty of new gameplay mechanics. So, yeah, we're definitely introducing a lot of new things here.
you know, uh, Without giving away too much, but what's one feature you'd say or mechanic that you're most excited about? Something that maybe nobody's ever seen yet.
One thing I'm really excited for in the server is, without giving away too much, I'll say just incorporating new ways and methods to implement, I guess you could say, a bit more advanced AI.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think that's gonna be something revolutionary. I think something fresh like that will definitely be something people would appreciate. You know. But what do you? With that being said, why do you think now is like the perfect time to launch this server? Why now? Would you say?
I think now is the perfect time to launch a server because we're coming up on Red Dead's 6 year anniversary. It's going to be a lot of sales that go out. A lot of people are going to be exposed to the game. It's going to go viral again. I think that we have an opportunity to shine a positive light on the community and maybe even capture Rockstar's attention. Hopefully they introduce or implement a lot of the things and concepts that we're thinking about here and experimenting with in the next iteration of the game. That's my hope.
Yeah. I think like you said earlier on, with RP kind of catching that viralness, yeah, it garnered a lot of attention, over the time, but after all this time, I don't think there's anything that people can collectively agree like, hey, this is actually fun for everybody. I think after all this time, that I would say after all this time, not anything being like that. I think that the timing of this couldn't be better, to be honest, if that makes sense. I think this will be something pretty special. Actually can't wait to see the final product, man. But yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about the server. I can't wait to see it up and running.
Yeah, of course. And next episode will be in game. We'll be in the server demoing a lot of the new gameplay mechanics, just playing the game and giving the audience some first glimpse. So I'm definitely excited for that.
Guys, you heard it here first. This will be the place to get any updates on this project. But hey, Atrium, thanks for having me, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and we'll keep in touch. And yeah, next episode we'll get into the game, show some gameplay off. I'm excited for that.
Absolutely, bro.